Now I'm recording. You can watch the second part later on as well. So how to get more inquiries from your website traffic? Well, I showed you this sheet. And maybe you are getting a lot of website traffic, but you're only getting 1 inquiry a week, or maybe 0. Then there's something wrong with your website. So you have to know your numbers. And then I can tell you about what a converting website really needs. And I've worked with one photographer. She was doing Facebook ads, and she had a nice website. And she got week after week, no inquiries, 0. And I told her tips like the ones that are standing right in front of you. So make a screenshot so you remember it really well. And she improved on that. And I made her stop the Facebook ads straight away because she wasn't measuring her numbers. So you can't really know if the Facebook ads are working. And now she's doing 2 inquiries a week without Facebook ads, just by improving on all this. So what is this? Imagine your customer is coming from Google, typing in a long tail keyword like newborn shoot on the beach or whatever, something else, wedding in Botanical Gardens, New York. And they come to you on your blog. Well, I've seen a lot of websites from photographers, and you go to their blog and then it's just a long list of photos, and you come to the ad and you can leave a comment and that's it. So when you get people all the way to your website, all the way from Google, you don't want to have them leave right at the end. You want to have something interesting there. So at the end, you want to have a call to action. How can they contact you or learn more about you? For example, if they go to newborn shoot on the beach, you can put on the end, you want to see more newborn shoots. Here's my newborn portfolio. It's a really simple, small step that everyone will take. And if they spend more time on your website, they learn more about you. They learn more about your work. So chances are bigger that they will book you. So you want to have them as long as you can on your website. Now, what else is triggering them? Testimonials. The one thing that people trust is what everyone else is saying about you. So put some real faces of people there. So it's trustworthy, preferably with their names, first names, and then what they said about you. Also, your personality has to come across as soon as possible. So maybe your face, maybe something about you. Not just that you're a photographer. Don't hide behind a camera when you have a profile picture. They know you're a photographer. Say something about you, like lover of real moments, details, and cake. Something funny, something personal. Logos. Maybe you're featured on blogs or in magazines. Maybe you're a member of associations. Everything helps for credibility. So show them. And then, of course, the call to action. Of course. So I hope this hits home, and take a good look at your website if you can improve in those areas. You can think about every page on your website, like how could I make the next step a little easier for my customer? So on your contact page, maybe you can put a testimonial there. On your About Me page, are there pictures of you? Are there testimonials of people saying something about your personality, not about your images, but about your personality? She was such a joy to be around, something like that. It all helps. Here are some examples from, I just screenshotted those, like really sidebars with all convincing stuff. Follow me, email newsletter, credibility, published work, who am I, photos of themselves. So that works. Now, then there's another big thing. You might have a lot of traffic and people are coming to your website and they're even going to your contact page. And then suddenly they are distracted. The kid is crying, I don't know, the phone is ringing, someone is at the door. So they just never go back to your website. They just lose it. And they were thinking, I saw this great wedding photographer somewhere, but I can't remember her name or his name. And then they're gone. So somehow you want to bring them back, you want to remind them. So how do you do that? There's a new trick. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called retargeting. And it works like this. Visitor is on your website, he leaves without an inquiry. And then there's a cookie that's been placed on his computer. Don't ask me about technical details, I don't really know that. But anyhow, it works like this, that when they go to Facebook, they see your ad. And so they are more inclined to return to your visitor, to your website. So basically you're paying for clicks, but only for people who have already visited your website. So they were already interested. So your return on investment will be a lot bigger with Facebook ads that are using retargeting, or any ads, because retargeting you can do with different kind of things. Now, and then there's one big thing. Oh, and I have a special treat for you, because in my email that I will send after this webinar, there will be a link to a place where you can get a very good description on how to set up the Facebook ads, because this is not enough for you, of course. So you can get running with this as well. And like I said before, just pick a couple of things. Marketing techniques. Maybe advertising isn't your thing. Then don't pick it. Pick a couple of things, excel in that. You don't have to do everything. I'm just mentioning this because it's new and it's been really effective. So, all right, what else? Follow up. I interviewed a lot of photographers for Shootzilla, but I learned also a lot about their business. And what I learned is that the people with the most bookings, like 50, 70 weddings a year, they are following up relentlessly. They have a system in place where they follow up. If they will follow up until they hear no. So if people don't call back, they will call. And if they still don't call back, they will call again, and they will call again, and they will call again. So a lot of photographers think they are disturbing people, annoying people, all that stuff. They take it really personal if people don't reply to their email after they've received an inquiry. So don't feel like that. It's not personal. People are just busy. And you leave a lot on the table if you don't follow up. For example, there's been statistics. For cold emails, like sending emails to people that don't expect any emails from you, there's 40% that will reply on the first go. But there's like 35% more that will reply after the first follow-up, second follow-up, third follow-up. So you will think that with warm emails, because they have sent you an email first, this will be much higher. So don't forget it. Just follow up at least 2-3 times. And of course, that's included in Shootzilla, because I know I can take it personal sometimes when I'm not in a good mood. I feel, how do you say that? Yeah, you'll take it personal and you feel like you're not doing a good job. And so I just have great emails made up, email templates, and all I have to do is send. So I'm taking the emotion out of it. For me, it's just a task now, and it delivers because I get more inquiries booked this way. Now, this is another one of my clients. I show Shootzilla when I'm meeting with clients. They are really impressed with how professional my business is set up, and they know they don't have to worry about me forgetting something. It also works in my advantage, since they see how many inquiries I get for certain dates. So they know they have to decide quickly. Now, this is one of the photographers that is doing more than 50 weddings a year. So he's really using it as a sales tool, and people love it. Let's see, this is the recap of the second chapter, which we also breezed through. Awesome. Do you have any questions whatsoever at this point? You've learned how to be convincing on every page of your website. I think that's the most important thing from this part, because it's so easy to lose your customers on your website. You've learned how to use retargeting on Facebook to bring your interested visitors back. And I'll send you to a step-by-step description on how to set that up if advertising is your thing. Use follow-ups to increase your bookings, and that's really a no-brainer. You should start doing that straight after this meeting. Just create a couple of good emails that you like yourself, and then make it a template so you don't have to think about what to write every time. So I don't see any questions. So we'll moving to the next slide where you can read how to create more satisfied customers and have peace of mind while having a growing number of bookings and word of mouth referrals. Definitely. So this is the key. Here we go. When I interviewed my photographers, I heard a lot of these kind of quotes. I put them in nice quotes. There's so much work to do, I just don't know where to start. My to-do lists frustrate me since I have to write them over and over again. I'm working late nights and never feel done. I feel like I can work all the time. Now, that might resonate with you, maybe not, but I heard it a lot. And I was thinking, if I was working like that every time, I would maybe just go back to a 9-to-5 job because I went into photography because it's a freedom job. I don't want to work 9-to-5. I want to work less hours and have fun during those hours, do some cool shoots and stuff. So I wanted to do something. I wanted to create systems to make it easier to get more hours in the day. Well, the basics of getting word of mouth referrals. Consistency, that's what systems will get you because you take the emotion out of it. You don't have to think every time, shall I send it now or tomorrow? No, you send it always because you know when to send it. It's already pre-formatted. You just have to press send, etc. Another basic of getting word of mouth referrals is over-delivering. And I will tell you about that. And the next thing is you want to automate this because there's so many nuts and bolts. There's so many little things to remember when you want to be consistent in your marketing. I already showed you, like in the blog, sharing on social media, that's like so many different points already to remember. Mentioning your vendors, writing to them if they want to share. These are all steps that might sound like a lot of work, but if you have thought of them once, and then you only have to execute on them, then it's not a lot of work. It's like 1 second. So you want to automate parts of that. Let's continue. So how do you automate it? First, you have to write up a big list of all your tasks. And not all your tasks like doing the bookkeeping, but just the tasks that you do for every client. So if you have a newborn shoot, what are the steps that you take for every client? You set up a meeting, you investigate, or you call them like 2 weeks before the due date, any news or blah, blah, blah. I don't know, whatever you do, just create a list with all the steps that you take. And then create deadlines for every task. And why do you want to create deadlines? It's super important. It's like the most important thing of this presentation. They allow for consistent over-delivering. I've spoken to many photographers who just, you can see it in this slide that makes it really visual. What are deadlines exactly? Now, for example, a wedding shoot. You shoot the wedding on day one. Then you want to give a quick short preview of 1 or 2 images on Facebook. Next day, sharing some great shots with more family and friends. 3 days later, sharing their official blog or slideshow. 21 days later, etc. You want to communicate with your client what they can expect from you. So you can over-deliver by delivering the images early or shipping their album early or whatever, or shipping their album but delivering an extra spread or delivering, I don't know. You can over-deliver in every step, but you have to have deadlines in place. You can start by doing it on paper, listing all your steps and then listing all your clients in the top. And then you just check off what have you done and what is still open, so you know exactly where you are. And if you have a system in place like Shootzilla, then it will look like this. So if you do it on paper, it will look the same way, but then you just have cross marks all over the board, and there will always be like a stairs image coming for shoots that are done later. So you don't need fancy software. You can start by paper. So you get everything out of your head, you know exactly where you are consistent with your clients, and it doesn't cost you a dime. There you go. You can download it from my blog. Just Google for workflow chart or workflow template and you'll find it. Shootzilla.com/blog. Another thing that will save you a lot of time is to reduce your emails. Like I said, in Shootzilla we have every email templated, so you just have to press send. But you don't need Shootzilla to do that. You can do it yourself. You can use canned responses from Gmail or text expander. And then you create all your emails. I put them all up in this slide. Here you see the subject, your slideshow is ready, your preview on Facebook, not available on your wedding day. Here's your questionnaire. Thank you for your booking, etc., etc. So all these different templates, you can create them. So whenever you create this list of all your tasks, put a little email note behind it if it's an email, if the task is accompanied by an email, because then you know what email template you have to write. Write them once and you always have something to go back to. Now there's something magical with keeping your clients informed. You might think this is a bit over the top, but it's not. People really like to be informed. And because you have your system in place and you know exactly when you want to deliver something, you can inform them upfront. So you can inform them with every email. You will say, so here's your album. The next step is blah, 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 blah. Or here's the appointment for your pre-wedding engagement shoot. The next step is I will be doing this and this and this. And people love that. They don't have to worry about a thing. Whenever they think of something, they know you got it under control because you always inform them very much upfront. So it will make your clients feel zen. They won't complain and they won't put unwanted email in your inbox with questions. Think also about what if it rains, for example, stuff like that. Or what do I have to wear at the shoot? All these questions that you hear regularly. You probably wrote a blog post about it. So you can just say, thanks for your inquiry. By the way, if you have questions about this and this and this, here is the answer. Be proactive. Now, another thing that has helped me so much in my business. I don't know if this is resonating with you, but when I was doing sales consultations, I was always taking notes furiously. Always taking all the notes. I was always asking about their day and all that stuff. And I wanted to remember every detail. So I was taking notes. But taking notes and paying attention doesn't really go well together. They have to wait, or I had to recap or whatever. It doesn't really work. So I found a new system to have my clients do some of the work. So whenever I have a sales consultation now, I tell them up front, listen, I won't be taking notes. I just want to have my attention and my full focus with you. And when it is time to put down the details, I will send you a questionnaire. So I created a lot of questionnaires. The pre-wedding questionnaire, I sent it about 8 weeks before the wedding. So all the addresses, all the appointments, everything is already in place then. Or the pre-shoot questionnaire about their wishes, groups, whatever they want. There's so many different things that you can do with questionnaires, and it's really fun because my sales consultations have improved so much because I don't have to worry about getting everything on paper. I know I collect all the data later. I spent a lot of time creating the perfect pre-wedding questionnaire with all the questions I could think of. And I have a nice offer for you at the end because you can get that questionnaire as well. Because also I had sometimes, you know, I don't know if you can see this slide. There's a joke on there with from what should we call wedding photo.tumblr.com. When you're doing family formals and you ask for grandma and then immediately remember the bride told you she passed away before the wedding. Painful, awkward. So that's one of those things that I put in my pre-wedding questionnaires. I ask about any family things that I should be aware of, you know, family situations. And it helps me before going to the wedding. I just review the answers to my questionnaire and I'm totally up to speed. So what else? Now you just want to wow your customers. You want to have raving fans. All your clients should be raving fans. And how do you do that? I already told you. Promises and expectations. Under promise and over deliver. You decide how your customers will react. Yeah, you can decide that. I know for a fact how my customers will react. I always over deliver. For example, I have a client and I promised them the images in 3 weeks. And then I deliver them in 5 weeks. It's 2 weeks late. So you can imagine. And then there's another client and I promised the images in 3 weeks. And then I deliver the images in 2 weeks. So this client is ecstatic because I send him a really nice email. I say, oh, I couldn't get my hands off these images. They were so great to edit on or work on. And so you have them 1 week early. And he'll be delighted. I don't know, this should be probably the other way around, so like this. And yeah, if you're 2 weeks late, then it's not a good sign for this customer, no matter what the excuses are. So your deadlines are important. Pick your deadlines so you can always over deliver. So pick them with a lot of time. You can over deliver in serious ways. All you have to do is be creative. And I know photographers are creative. If you look at this slide, I already put a lot of examples for you on how to over deliver. It's not just by delivering their images early. You can do so many different things. Like confetti wrapped with their album or an unexpected card. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You can send them an e-card on Facebook, or you can send them an image from the wedding or from their pre-wedding shoot. Or you can send candy on their birthday, or a thoughtful quote printed on their favorite image. Maybe an extra spread in their album, free of charge, for any number of reasons. A Starbucks gift card to enjoy together, champagne or chocolates with their contract. Maybe just a note one day before the wedding or before the shoot. When with 2 Rings, my wedding photography business, we sent a gift a couple of weeks before the wedding, I think 2 weeks. And it was like a funny wedding video, like my big fat Greek wedding. And it's a pain in the ass, sorry for my language, but to be wrapping DVDs every week and make it really look nice and branded in your colors and then send it away with a stamp and an envelope. So I always made a lot of these packages up front. And every week I just looked at Shootzilla. And in Shootzilla I have a nice feature to group tasks that are similar. So my task on send a gift is something that I couldn't do from the computer. I had to really go to the mail office. So I want to do something away from the computer. That's the group that I put these tasks in. And so every week I could just in one time send gifts away and then I'm done with that task for the week. And I had a nice walk in the outdoors. I could just pick whenever the sun was shining. So instead of being a tedious task, it's a nice, I really want to do something away from the computer right now because my eyes are burning. And look at that, I can be productive as well. So this is how Shootzilla helps me to be productive however I feel. And this is a nice example how marketing, being consistent in marketing, doesn't really have to take up a lot of time. You can do it like this. Rachel, one of my customers, with Shitsilla, I'm saving time. All I have to do is put in my client's contact information and type of session, and then it automatically populates my to-do list for me and reminds me of things I always forget to do or never really thought about doing before. It's as simple as checking off what I've done instead of having to create my own tasks. That being said, I can still go through and customize everything to my liking, which is great for control freaks like myself. I'm so in love with this product. Cool. Thanks, Rachel. So we're at the end of this chapter, and I'm wondering, let's see. Yeah, before I do the recap, I would like you to go to this chat. And I'm going there myself too. And answer me this question. Were there at least 2 things you learned from this webinar that you feel you can use immediately to get consistent in your word of mouth referrals? I would love to hear that. And let me just put my webcam back on so you can see my face. Hello. It's already dark here because in the Netherlands it's at almost 10 in the evening now. Terry is here. Hi, Terry. So did you learn anything, any new things that you can apply right now? Awesome. Big yes. And let's see. The other people are not showing up yet. More consistent blogging and schedule my time better. Cool. Those are good learnings. Love the way you listed things. Makes so much sense in my brain. Awesome. Well, I'll send you the recording. We missed the first part, but I'm sure you remember that. It's about the blogging, so you can review it. So let's continue because there's still one more part to go. So I think you can still see my webcam and it's not in my way. So let's just quickly, who am I again? So why am I doing this? Well, as I told you, I did this software course in the foundation where I created Shitsilla. I'm a valued member of We Love Weddings, which is the blog, the group of photographers I told you about. And I was featured in Mixergy, where entrepreneurs are interviewed, and Digital Photography School. I created Shitsilla to make photographers grow faster, so they don't have to worry about all the little things, and Shitsilla can just remind them that they can just take action, and automate certain areas of their work. So the question is really, do you want to go fast or slow? Because I have the fast lane for you right here with Shitsilla. And it comes with, with a catch. We need your feedback. We're pretty new, and we're still improving this product. So there are new features coming out every month. And we need your feedback. So I have a great chat messaging system inside Shitsilla where I regularly ask questions from my users. Now I will give you a quick preview. I already showed you the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. Maybe I can just show you a real live version if you guys like that. So I don't see any objections, which is great. I will just show you the real life version. This is the screen of Shitsilla. Let me make this screen smaller. Hold on, I have to show it to you, right? There you go. So now you see Shootzilla live. So whenever you come into Shootzilla new, this is empty. And how you can fill this up is just add new job. And you can create a basic shoot name. You just invent the shoot name. Contact, there's no contact in there, so you can create new contact. A workflow. We've put a couple of workflows in there for you. And so you can just use whichever you think fits. Newborn, family shoot, there's more in there. This is an old version. And if some tasks are missing, then you can add them later. Doesn't really matter. The inquiry date, so the date when someone called you or emailed you. The book date, when they finally decide that they really want to book you and send their money over. And the shoot date, of course. So you can add your jobs really quickly and really simply. Soon your dashboard will look like this. And when you've added some clients, you can check off their tasks, like wait for revisions. And you also can check off their tasks from the jobs overview page, which is even more fun. Because for this client, I already sent the wedding survey, the contract's already sent. I'm just waiting for their approval. These clients, I already asked for down payments, and I will wait for the contact details from. So it's really quickly, you can update your clients here. Now, whenever you see an email icon, that's a task with an email template attached. So when you click on it, you will go straight to the email sending page. And there's no real template here. This is all test data, but you can personalize it and send it. There you go. We use Gmail to connect for email sending, but your clients will not see your Gmail address. You can put in your business address in Shootzilla. So the big thing is workflow section. Here you define how your workflow will work for you. So if you want to have a lot of marketing things in there, like I have, you can add those here. And yeah, you can just customize it however you want. There is a task screen where you can do the task based on how you feel, like I showed you. I feel creative, so I just want to do the creative tasks, send a thank you note, and all that stuff. Thought I was getting a wide screen. And you can focus on the task that you want to focus on, so you don't get overwhelmed. Referrals and availability. Availability is just your calendar, but it's very visual. The red blocks are shoots that are taking 6 hours or longer. The orange blocks are days with more than one shoot, and yellow is just one shoot. So you get a very visual overview of how busy you are. When you're going on holiday, you can just say, these dates I will not take bookings, but you can always overrule it yourself if you want. Now there's also a possibility to subscribe this in Outlook or in Google or in iCal. And referrals, if you have a double booking, you can send a referral to someone else in Shootzilla. And yes, you also get incoming referrals. So you don't have to do anything when you have an incoming referral, because the client will contact you. Here in the referral settings, you can set up your referral profile. So a little section about who you are and where you want to have shoots and what's your minimum budget without an album. So then there's of course your CRM, your contact section. And this will show you all your clients, which jobs they were active in. Some were active in more jobs. Maybe they were a bridesmaid in one job and then a bride in another job. Or maybe they had a newborn shoot and then later a family shoot. So you can just keep track of them and add social media accounts whenever you find them. The email templates, oh yeah, there's a contact form. So you can link your website contact form with Shootzilla. So you have all your inquiries, sorry, my English. All your inquiries will flow directly in Shootzilla as jobs. So you don't have to type them in there yourself. So there's a couple of ways how to integrate it. And I think I showed you everything. Mindsets are basically the task categories. You can just customize them yourself. Roles, same thing. You can customize all that. So that's Shootzilla. Quick tour of Shootzilla. So I can skip all those slides because these are just screenshots. Now, basically, I'm the founder of Shootzilla, so I really want to grow my great network of photographer friends using Shootzilla. So I have a deal for you guys as well. Shootzilla comes with a price tag, of course. Currently, it's $45 a month, but if you pay for it annually, then it's $324. And since you guys are here on the webinar, investing this time to learn and to grow your business, I have an even more special deal. If you enter your credit card details in Shootzilla in the next week, I'll give you this deal. So you get $34 for the first 3 months, or $25.25 for a whole year. That's about $303 a year. And then you have an automated marketing machine at your hands, so you can get those word of mouth referrals coming in. Also for you, I have the ultimate pre-wedding questionnaire. I told you I've spent hours and hours collecting all these questions, and I've made an ebook out of it. So you know exactly how to create your own pre-wedding questionnaire or pre-shoot questionnaire, because those questions can be used for any shoot. So this is the webinar deal. You get access to Shootzilla for a year. The ultimate pre-wedding questionnaire, 25% discount. And there's also a private Facebook group where all the users are hanging out. 15-day free trial. I forgot to mention that. And a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I ask you to put in your credit card details in the first week, but you still have a 15-day free trial. So you get the bonuses and you can still cancel if you want. Because I only want happy customers. That's what I always say. And even if you keep it after 30 days and you're still not satisfied, you can get your money back. I never had to do that because people are really happy with it. So I'm happy to give you this guarantee. Risk-free. Now, if you want to take me up on this offer, you go to shootzilla.com, click on the Start My Free 15-Day Trial button, and put in your details, first name, email, your website address, and your password. You can just create your own password. Click on Start Your Trial, and then go to your name in the top right corner, and then to Billing. And there you can choose to pay annually or monthly. Put in your credit card details and sign up. Nothing will be charged at this point because you have a 15-day free trial. But I will get a notification, and I can update your webinar discount and send you the ebook. So let me know if you have done that, because sometimes it's busy and I missed the notification. And I don't want you to miss your discount or your ebook. So let me know. There's a question mark in the bottom right corner, orange question mark, and you can always send a message to me there. And then it's all up to you to start adding jobs, like I showed you just a minute ago. So today's price, $25.25 per month if you pay annually. And some more happy customers. I have so many of them. So really happy with Shootzilla and with how I can make photographers' life easier. So here, and they all like Shootzilla for a variety of reasons. Saves me time is a big one. Gives me peace of mind is a really big one, because I know a lot of photographers who are getting up out of bed because they remembered something. or who couldn't enjoy their free time because they were going over to-do lists, you know? And that's over when you're using Shootzilla. Simplicity and ease of use, never stressing about what needs to be done next. You can just look at your list and you know what to do next, so you don't have to worry or think about what to do next. Very rewarding to see all those green bars giving me compliments about how well I'm running my business and that I'm right on schedule. Everything's stored in one place, so I never have to search for anything anymore. I save a couple of hours each week because of that alone. And here is all the clutter out of my head. Yep. And a big benefit for me is that I know without a doubt that nothing is slipping through the cracks. Awesome. So here is the deal. If you want to join me in Shootzilla, I'll be warmly welcoming you. And if not, that's totally okay too. I hope I'm giving you a lot of value with this webinar and that you are going to rock it in your photography business with lots of word of mouth referrals. Please let me know how you're doing. I would love to hear that. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. And you can also shoot me an email later on, esther@shootzilla.com. Love to hear how you thought it was, and if you think I can improve the webinar in any way, let me know too. Also, I love to hear feedback. See if there's something in the chat. Nothing going on in the chat. And nothing here in the questions. So I'm thinking you guys are all satisfied, which is good. And if you think of a question later on, just feel free to drop me a line. I really enjoyed this webinar and I hope you did too. Maybe I'll see you in Shootzilla, and I look forward to that. And otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Ciao, ciao.